Hi Aries, happy birthday and welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-April 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's why I call it a bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past, present, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some more cards as well for some additional insight. After the bridging gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Princess of Cups. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Cups, and to me this says that you might have found yourself having feelings for this person, but not necessarily feeling comfortable expressing those feelings. So there could have been some communication between the two of you, given that we see the two birds moving toward the energy on that side. But with the back turned and holding the cup, right, I feel like this is saying on a more emotional level, you might not have really expressed that you had interest toward this person. All right. Past energy on their side, we have the Nine of Swords. So this is a Gemini energy here. And to me, this says that they might have taken you not really expressing yourself emotionally as a worst case scenario. You know, they might have started to assume that meant that you were with another person. So that might have led to them holding back their feelings as well. So obviously we could see in the past where there could have been a disconnect on both sides. All right. Present energy on your side, we have the Five of Arrows. So this is actually Aquarius energy here. And to me, this looks like a warning as far as trying to make sure that you're on the up and up when it comes to your communication. Keep in mind we have Mercury retrograde in your sign. We're still feeling the energy of the eclipse season, right? So it could just be one of those things where it's a lot of energy falling on you right now. And you might, as a result, maybe act out in a way that you wouldn't normally do. So I feel like this is saying that because if we look at the artwork there, looks like we see her holding the three arrows, right, which usually makes you think of the Three of Swords or Three of Arrows energy, which relates to heartbreak, right, unhealed wounding. And then we see the angelic figure almost moving away from that, right? So it could just be saying that I feel like you're being asked to be careful with how you communicate this month, because if you say something, let's say out of spite, right, it could really just come back to bite you in a pretty strong way this month. All right, present energy on their side, we have two cards. We have the Fool, and we have the Six of Pentacles. So the way I see this could just be saying that maybe that could be part of what brings that Five of Arrows energy out of you, because we look at this, it looks like they have the flowers on their head, right, which maybe means that maybe they're the type who might say things that rub people the wrong way, right? So they might say things that people find offensive, but at the same time, I feel like they're doing it not in a mean-spirited way. You know, it's just one of those things where they could be a bit oblivious to how they come across others sometimes with how they communicate. I feel like this is saying that they would want to come back in and actually try to restore balance between the two of you. So to me, this makes it seem a little bit more likely that the two of you probably did have some kind of connection at one point. But now to me, it looks like this is saying that they would actually like to make an effort to get things on better footing between the two of you. But at the same time, I feel like the way that they might come across with it initially might make you feel like they're not taking it as seriously as they should. But with the Six of Pentacles beneath that, I feel like this is saying that underneath it all, they really would like to restore the balance. They really do want to put in effort. It's just one of those things where maybe because they could have a little bit of awkwardness about them, they might come across to where they might not care as much as you feel like they should. But I feel like that's more of maybe because if they have a fear of you rejecting them, they don't want to feel like, oh, I was investing a lot into this. So it could just be one of those things where you could have crossed wires in that regard. All right. In the future position on your side, we have the Ten of Staves. So yeah, this is Sagittarius energy here. So yeah, to me, this looks like it's saying that you could just be feeling burdened around the situation. So between that and the energy we see in the present, I feel like this is saying that if there is something that you have to say, right? So for example, maybe the two of you have more of a history than it initially seemed, and maybe there was some disappointment with the way things went down in the past, right? But if there's something with the way this person handled the situation that's bothering you still, I feel like you're being called to try to communicate that in a healthy way, right? Versus holding on to it or saying something spiteful because it's still bothering you, but not really letting them know the situation. Otherwise, you could still feel like there's a bit of a burden on you around the situation in the future. All right, future energy on their side, we have the world. So yeah, to me, this is another indicator that says that they really do want to put in the effort. They really do want to build a stable foundation with you. But again, like I said, it just looks like it's a matter of if you allow it to happen or not. All right, so bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Two of Cups. And if we look at this Two of Cups in particular, we see a very stormy background, right? So it could just be one of the cups is even knocked over. So it could just be pointing to the fact that, yes, the two of you do still have that love for each other, but it's just a matter of, looks like you guys have gone through a bumpy road to this point, right? And beneath that, we do see the Ace of Cups. So it looks like the potential is there for you guys to get things on the right track. But again, like I said, it looks like you've had to navigate some stormy weather between the two of you already, right? So I feel like this is saying just be mindful that you don't add to that this month with the intense energies you guys be feeling with the Mercury retrograde and the eclipse energies still settling down. All right, and the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Eight of Swords. So yeah, if we look at the artwork here, to me this says that most likely they spent at least some period of time feeling like the connection was already done, right? It looks like there's a mourning period going on with this person. So it could just be one of those things where you might have spent time feeling like, oh, well, maybe I already missed my shot with Aries, right? And that could have gone on for a prolonged period of time. And now, like I said, it looks like in the present, they would want to come back and make an effort. But again, I feel like something about the way they approach it with you initially, you might feel like you can't take it seriously, and then it could cause you to lash out in a negative way. So just be on the lookout for that. All right, moving on to your Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Oracle cards deck. Just going to pull a single card from this deck. Oh, got one there. And next we'll see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation, just going to pull a single card from this deck as well. Almost have one there. Okay, got one there. So first we'll take a look at the message from the Messages of Love deck. All right, we have Time Apart. It says some distance will help bring clarity. So interesting message there, right? Because like I said, it looks like you guys might have already had a bit of a separation. And like I said, it looks like in the present, it looks like the energy could be a bit volatile as far as their approach, their sincerity behind it, but I feel like you might not see it that way, and then that could cause you to act out of a place of insincerity, right? So just something to keep in mind there. So, right, so I feel like this is a good thing to keep in mind with that message is to say that if they do come forward, maybe it'd be best to give it a little bit of time, right? So don't react to it right away. Just give yourself a little time to think it through and then respond from there. That might be helpful. All right. And from the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have Observer. There's the artwork. And the number's 49. So interesting, we see a lot of similar moon symbols throughout. So yeah, it could just be pointing to this could be energy that's really just doing a number on you, given that the eclipse energy that we've just been dealing with was in your sign. So just be on the lookout for that. All right, the relationship message says sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself and others and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. Yeah, so actually that message seemed to be directly on point with what we were already feeling with the main spread. So hope it resonated with you guys. Once again, happy birthday, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.